Hello, in this video I'm going to show you another way to move between investigation scenes. What I mean by that is I'm not going to just show you how to move, but how to make it so the background and the music change as well. Firstly, I'm going to go into the introduction conversation and insert a frame. It's going to be 1 millisecond. This method relies on the introduction conversation always being revealed. Every time the player arrives at the investigation scene, the introduction conversation will play. So to do that, the first frame is going to be reveal an introduction conversation. So since this is evidence room, I'm going to reveal evidence room. And I don't know what dialogue is, just ignore it. And now I can just apply the different things that I want to be in the scene. So this background and some fitting music, I guess. And now I'm also going to do the same thing for this other investigation scene. So insert a frame, 1 millisecond, reveal an introduction conversation. This time for investigation scene 2, Tenderlander. And add another frame, make a background, some music. That'll do. So now you go into move, and here you press, you can make buttons that will lead to different investigation scenes. So I'm going to add Tenderlander. I want the player to be able to move to Tenderlander from evidence room. So we press add to move targets, and here is the label. So for example, if I add 3 exclamation marks, those 3 exclamation marks will be on the button. Will be on the button, as you can see. I'm going to remove those 3 exclamation marks. I don't want them. And now also I want the player to be able to move back. So I'm going to add a move target to evidence room and name it evidence room. So now we can move between the scenes. So now I'm here and I can move to Tenderlander and back. It works. But now, how do you do it so that maybe some dialogue is going to play the first time I come to Tenderlander, me talking to myself? Well, you can use variables for that. So add a frame, make it 1 millisecond, set action, evaluate conditions to redirect the player. I'm going to, for example, have something like x equals 0. So remember, every variable in Ace Attorney Online is 0 by default every time. So the first time the player comes to Tenderlander, x will be 0. So the first time the player comes to Tenderlander, the target frame ID is going to be triggered. So I'm going to make the dialogue now. So something like Tenderlander, stop the music. I don't want the music to carry over from evidence room. And add something like Tenderlander, March 11th, 12:47 p.m. or I don't know, yeah, whatever. And make it a typewriter, add the typing speed to 2. And then, hey Nick fan, I'm glad that tiger I saw isn't here. And then it'll go to the regular stuff, the music. And okay, so now the first time the player comes to this place, I want this dialogue to be triggered. So the frame is 42, so I'll write 42 here. And also, when the player sees this dialogue, I need x to change so that the dialogue doesn't happen again. So define new variables. I'm gonna set x to 1, or just anything other than 0. So now, the second time, it's not 0 anymore. So it's going to be a failure frame. So I'm going to make it go to 40, which is the regular stuff without the dialogue. So now it'll work. The first time I'll get a dialogue, or a monologue, I guess. And as you can see, Tenderlander, I'm glad that tiger I saw isn't here. And then I can move back. And now, no dialogue. Goodbye.